Hi everyone, this is Muhammad Abdurrafi Sheikh once more, and for this video I will be covering the A.S portfolio Creative Critical Reflections. Question number 3. How did your production skills develop throughout this project? Now, during making our film opening, we learned many things. Yes, we had many preliminary tasks with our media practicals before it, but this was completely on us. Whatever we had learned, we had to put in use. And many of the things that we hadn't yet learned or had experience with, we had to improvise with them. We needed to make a way to use them. Now, at the start of the production process, I came up with the idea, I came up with the story, I came up with the vision, but I couldn't just write down a basic story. And I knew that writing a script like a play is not the way to go because I had seen screenplays before, and the result I was getting with the script was just incomplete. It was incomprehensible. It wasn't making sense from a filmmaker's point of view. So I went to YouTube. I saw a bunch of videos. I saw the correct format to follow when making screenplays, and then I downloaded Celtics and I wrote the script on that. Here, the exterior shot, the interior shot, the name of the character, the way dialogue is written, all of that became clearer to me. And Celtics really helped me get a hold of the format. Now, after the script was made, we needed to get a cast ready. Now, yes, we don't have a very expansive cast, but still, we needed a few actors. We didn't want blank faces, we wanted people who could show emotion through their eyes, through their mannerisms. Now, for holding our auditions, the initial casting call was done through our Instagram. Me and my partner Aiza Adnan, we both put it up on our stories. For anyone who wants to join our team for like acting for this one media final project, please contact us or please DM us. Now, a bunch of people DM'd me, and I made a group of them. I sent them the script. I asked them, will you be up for it? A couple of male actors came, a couple of female actors came, and then the ones who didn't drop out, we had them gathered in our school. Now, thankfully, all of these actors were part of our school's student base, so that helped a lot because we didn't need to find a place to rendezvous with them and then hold the auditions. Now we called them, I explained to them exactly what they would have to do. I explained to the female actors what they would have to do, and I explained to the male actors what would be required of them. And then we held auditions. Now our initial choice, although she was good at showing the emotion, she was going a bit blank with the panic, with the frustration. And our second choice, Verda Arif, proved to be the better actress of the two, and she made it. Now, for the role of the father, two main people got to the finals. One was Moiz Arbab and one was Shaber. And of the two, Shaber had the meaner face, and we thought, okay, he can do this. And for the mother's role, honestly, we just used our cousin. She looked the part, she could play the part, and it worked. Now, after this, we had to learn storyboarding so that we had a good vision, we had a good direction of where to go. When we're shooting, we know what to do. Now, before like researching, I actually thought that storyboard was just like this little animatic you make, and later on I figured out that you need to add times into it, you need to add alternates, need to add exactly what would be shown in the scene, what would be in focus in the scene. And again, this was a learning experience for me. Now, for editing, me and Isa used Adobe Premiere Pro and Adobe After Effects. Now, this was my first time using them, and I'll be honest, most of the editing was done by my partner Isa Adnan, and she deserves all the credit. But we both worked on it, and we reached a level of proficiency that would suffice the needs of the film opening. And we both hope to practice more so that we get better at it and that we can work with editing at a much faster pace than this time. Another interesting issue that we had to solve was scheduling with cast members, because now these are all students. Some have to go to academies after school, some have sports clubs. So we needed to find the perfect time where everyone was available and they had no prior commitments. Although I personally had to skip a prior commitment, but it was my CIE final, and that takes precedence overall. Um, One of the most interesting parts of the production process was the improvisation. Like, there and then, we made changes to the script. We took a few shots, and they didn't come out the way we expected them to. For example, the teardrop shot that's at the start of the script. I wanted to open with it, and it would have been very strong, but I was unable to create that effect. I just couldn't get it, and my camera wasn't catching the teardrop falling on the book, and the whole point of that shot was to show that. And since we couldn't get it, we just cut straight to the grieving, crying protagonist just looking up, cursing at God. Like, what did I do to deserve this? Why am I being put through this? And then came editing. Now, one of the most hard parts of editing is knowing what to keep in and what to keep out. Now, the irrelevant scenes, although they could provide some form of plot advancement or furtherment, if they are not absolutely necessary, they should be cut out. And we chose to do that, and that's why we have such a compact final product. Of course, practice with our camera also increased, especially in handheld, because some of the shots that we intended to take with a tripod, they just weren't seeming natural enough. They weren't seeming intense enough, and we needed to get the thriller vibe. We needed to adapt it perfectly, and we weren't getting the same results with a tripod that we were with handheld. With the tripod, it was too clean. It was it was too balanced. It was too neutral. There was no chaos. And to get the chaos, we needed to go handheld, and we did. Now, this was my first time recording Foley sounds, and by recreating the exact situation after filming it. Now we would shoot the dad trying to break through the door, trying to open the doorknob. We did it once, we did it twice, but we weren't getting that aggressive feel. Now I said to Shabir, just go all out. Actually, try to break through the door. He did, and that's the shot we used. And it was like, I think the third or fourth take, but this time, since he was aggressive, it actually felt dangerous. I could feel that Shabir would pose some form of danger on me if he is actually going to be so determined to come in. Now, we did this, we shot the scene, and then afterwards, I just got my mic, my Boy IM1, and placed it near the doorknob, because it was a very audible sound, but when we did it initially, we couldn't get the foley right. and then we made Chabir do it again, and the folly we used was perfect because of that. Now, a lot of our actors were in the same age range. Shabir, Verda, Ifa, they're all teenagers, and they have like 1 or 2 years of difference, but they're basically the same age. Now, we wanted to show Shabir to be the father, we wanted to show Ifa to be the mother, and we wanted to show Verda to be the daughter. How do we show that? We showed that by mise en scène. We showed that by our costumes. Verda is wearing a very playful, modern tunic, and she seems a bit childlike because of that. Now, Shabir and Ifa are both wearing parents like clothes. Shabir is wearing the traditional kurta shalwar, and so is Ifa. And because of that, they just look older. And it really helps in creating the, the sense of world. Despite the actors having a younger age, we made up for that by our costumes. Now, before the script was finalized, Aiza and I had a few confusions on the final vision of it. We held 2 or 3 focused meetings where we made sure that the storyline we're following, the timeline of it is actually well explained, and we both know exactly what we're trying to look for. We both understand the vision. And this really helped take out a few of the extraneous things, and it left us with a more compact and better product. Now, this was my second or third time actually directing something, and it was this time that I actually understood more how to communicate with the actors, how to help them get into the mental space of the characters, how to explain to them exactly what they should do in order for me to get the performance out of them, the required performance, the thing I wanted the audience to see. And again, this was an amazing learning experience for me, and everything that I've learned will surely help me out in the future. Now, color grading was a very interesting challenge. We wanted our product to have a very realistic feel, but we also wanted the house to feel uncomfortable. So, we had the idea of going with the blue route, but we felt that it was too conventional, it was too basic, and everyone was doing it. And honestly, it takes away from the realism. It just seems manufactured. So we decided to keep the present day scenes all in a very natural color graded setting. It was just the flashback scene that we color graded in a different way. It was a bit grayer, a bit foggier. This was done so to just notify to the audience without explicitly stating the time and place of that scene that this is a memory. It's something that has passed. Now, overall, this whole project helped me and Isa both get a better hold of videography, and we got good practice with a plethora of different shots and angles. And this really helps us a lot, and we choose to, we hope to apply all of this knowledge we have gained in further projects and in life in general. Thank you so much for watching. Have a good day.